welcome
Hold on,
back.
I'm picking my teeth.
Hello, welcome back to the video. This particular video, we're just going to show you what we picked up from the auction. So on Monday, we actually won some stuff. Tuesday, which was yesterday for us, we actually, or she, picked the stuff up because it was, what, 30 plus degrees, and I believe I would have melted in that temperature. So she picked it up. This is the first time I've seen it properly since viewing it, and you went through a few bits yesterday. So we'll just show you some stuff.
We didn't film the looking round on Saturday because it was too warm.
Yes.
And we just wanted to get in.
And we would have melted yet again.
Oh, there's a bit of paper in there.
Yes, that's actually the auction house. So I managed to get my hands on some more Harry Potters. These were advertised as first edition, but obviously, you know, because I'm a doubting Susan, I had a look through them just to make sure that they either were or they weren't. This is the first American edition, which was released in 2005. It says that little writing there. Can you see it? And it is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is apparently year 6. So American edition, and basically I saw this and I thought, yeah, I'll have a look at that when I get back to the office. I did, and it was worth having a cheeky bid on. But that's not the only thing that was in the box, because there was some more Harry Potters. We have Prisoner of Azkaban, and I believe again this is a first edition. No, he's not a first edition, actually. No, he's like the 20th or something. So yeah, anyway, that. And not all of them were first edition, I hasten to add, but you know, the majority, or I think a few of them were. So another first edition says there in the front, and that is Deathly Hallows.
Are any of them signed by J.K. Rowling?
Well, we'll find out as we're going through. So again, a Half-Blood Prince. And this Half-Blood Prince happens to be another first edition, so that's good. And that's the UK release. So we have the American and the UK. We have another. These have all got dust jackets as well. So we've got another Deathly Hallows, and this is yet again a first edition. So that's good. This one actually doesn't have its dust jacket, but it is another Deathly Hallows, and it is another first edition.
Do you want to tell people, because I didn't know this, how to know if it's a first edition?
Okay, so from my research that I did, and obviously from experience of collecting books and all that sort of thing, if it's a true first edition, so if it is an actual 100% first edition, it will have it written, whereas, because the way it works is they write first edition for first edition, but then we have like this Prisoner of Azkaban. Apparently what happens is when they start reprinting it over and over, because it gets popular and stuff, they start putting a row of numbers. Now this only has 2 numbers, but they start putting a row of numbers in, and the one that you want to be looking for is the highest number in that row, and they don't always put the row of numbers. Say it's like the 10th printing of that particular book, so they don't put the number 1 to 10 in a neat row. What they will do is they will put like 1 on one side and then 2 on the other, and the numbers will get bigger as it goes in, and that more or less central number, the biggest number in the middle, will be the printing. So yes, that's how it works. So we have an Enid Blyton Brer Rabbit Holiday Adventures, and these were just the surplus ones that came with this stuff.
I used to love Enid Blyton when I was little.
And that actually has some child's name and phone number written in the front. So this is a 1958. So
it's nearly the same age as my mum.
Yes, yeah. So Love of 7 Dolls by Paul Gallico, or Michael Joseph. No, it's by Paul Gallico, and that is a third impression, 1955. And then we have here somebody's written 1943 in the front. Hungry Hill by Daphne du Maurier, 1943.
I'm sure I've heard of her.
Yeah, probably. I think she's... Oh, it's a bit faded, isn't it? Look.
Someone's had that on a bookshelf, haven't they?
Probably up in an attic or something, because look how faded that
The
is.
red bits inside are nice. It looks like it's been slotted in. And then
Yeah,
that's just...
yeah, like the sun bleaching on the side. Yeah, but it's also mouldy.
Ooh.
That's mould. They call it foxing when it's on a book. So this would be called tanning. When it goes dark here, that's tanning. And that is because books prior to the early 1980s were made with paper that contained an acid. And that acid, when you heat it up, so for example, you've kept all your books in the attic and you get, in the summer, the attic heats up like an oven. Basically, it will cause this paper to go this colour. I've had books like that and they do smell funny. When they smell funny when they go that colour. And I don't like them. To be honest, I don't like reading them when they're like that. But that's what causes that. Foxing is just the mouldiness. So you can see little patches of staining. And that is called foxing. And that is basically mould, you know. If it's on the page edges, apparently you can get a little bit of sandpaper and just sandpaper that out. But if it's on the actual inside of the book, there's nothing you can do about it, really. Apparently. But the last one... See, there's the foxing in there, look. There's a bit of an example of foxing. It looks like a pen or something. Yeah. So this is a what the Dickens? This is Martin Chuzzlewit. And it's coming away from the binding a bit. I can't find a date in that one, but we'll presume that's quite old. But just bear in mind, antique or vintage does not equal valuable. In fact, some of these books, you look at them and they're like 100 plus years old and you think, wow, I'll pick that up, it's going to be loads of cash. No, not necessarily. So just bear that in mind when you're looking. A lot of charity shops will sell antique books and they'll be something like £1 each. And you think, wow, that's a brilliant bargain. And actually then you realise they're not worth more than that, really, sometimes. Nope. Anyway, on to your stuff.
I picked up a random little lot with some kind of cool little bits in. They've got a metal teapot and it's got a chain on it. I mean, I've never seen anything like it before. There's no markings on it that I can see. So that is an unknown.
Yeah.
It's very cute though. I mean, I did drop it at the auction place yesterday. Panicked, thinking, not knowing it was metal, and then realised it was metal. And
it was one of those moments where you go, oh, phew, thank God. Yeah. I like the fact, by the way, that they have had to chain the lid to the handle.
Maybe it was from Birmingham.
Maybe. Have you ever seen those teacups that are actually screwed onto the saucers?
I think we saw one at the auction.
Yeah, do they originate from Birmingham as well?
Yes,
do you think?
Yes, they do.
All right, then go on. After you.
We have this mega old Aladdin Stanley thermos flask, which is quite cool.
A little bit rusty as well.
A little bit rusty.
Yeah. What's the inside like?
Oh, I don't know. I've never had a thermos flask, so I don't know how it works. Is it minging? Why have you got to sniff everything?
I don't know. Yeah, it's rusty.
So that might be a fail.
Well, it might be a fail, but if there's a lot of value to them in one piece where they're looking all shiny and nice, it might be that somebody can do something to clean that up anyway.
I've got a Devi. I'm dyslexic, I don't understand words.
Yeah, okay.
It's a coffee grinder.
And another one that's sort of seen better days, hasn't it, on the lid. You put your coffee in there.
Yeah, and it grinds it all up for you,
all
all
nice.
nice.
You'd want to put coffee in that.
Yeah,
there.
it's made in Holland. But I thought that was a nice little cute thing. Random hat that's got a tractor on it. No idea what brand it is, if it's a brand. I think it's just cheap tack that they sell to the tourists and stuff.
Is that a charity shop tag?
Might be, I don't know.
Oh no, £4.77 this cost brand new. Yeah, okay.
That'll probably be going to its way to a charity shop.
That's a child's hat, isn't it? Let's face it.
Oh, I thought this was quite cute. It's like a little satchel bag. And it's got little flasks in it, which are cute. Little tiny flasks.
Are these thermos or are they just kind of non-branded?
They're
Which
not-
are all plastic, yes. So that means that, yeah, the inside of that is perfect, presumably because it's been kept in a bag.
Yep, and the little
well,
bag
so-
is really cute, and it's got someone's name and address, and looks like their phone number.
Should have it had 3 in there?
It looks like it should have had 3, but there are only 2.
So what's their phone number? Do you think we should ring that and let them know we've got their thermos?
I mean, this looks probably about 40, 50 years old.
so the
maybe
chances
not.
of them being around to reclaim this is very slim.
But that bag is really cute. If I can shine that up, that might be a goer worth something. If not,
Yeah,
I don't mind
buff it
keeping
up.
it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And the last thing is a first aid case from Boots the pharmacist. I don't think there's anything inside. Nope, just a tin.
Some of that old first aid stuff can be worth money.
Yeah, it can.
I recently sold actually. I might have shown it on a previous video. I'm not sure. That it was an old World War II medical wooden syringe box, and it would have been owned by an actual medical doctor, and that went for something like, I think it was £25. It went for. So some of it can be worth a bit of money.
Yeah, there's obviously a market for it.
I picked up a little bundle of random stuff, and this is one of those little rummage boxes that I so love. I got a 1960, well, it says 1963 on the bottom. Now that could have been, you know, when they kind of, I don't know, when they first created all this stuff. But this is a Dalek.
We love Doctor Who.
There's just a Dalek in it. And then this is a box. See, even boxes sometimes can have a little bit of value, although they have jammed the lid on. I mean, the bloody lid on. And this is, it looks a bit decoupage-y to me, if I'm honest with you.
It does look homemade, doesn't it?
But that is, I think, a map of, where is that? Is that London? Shoreditch, yeah. So that's a map of London that somebody's decoupaged a box with. Then we have a brush. So this brush is, well, it's not going to be silver, is it? Let's face it. But that is, well, does exactly what it says on the tin. Then we have a little glass, little perfume bottle, I should think, with lid. And next,
Oh, I do.
no, it's a thimble. I mean, you could still put it on your finger, couldn't you? But this is a Ainsley Fine English Bone China thimble, Alsatian, the guardian of the family. Again, I don't know what any of this is worth, and sometimes for the little money that you pay for these things, it's worth grabbing stuff. That is just, well, for rings.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you could attack your enemies with it, but you know that.
We don't condone violence on this
No,
channel.
well, if they're kind of, I don't know, if it's a Dungeons and Dragons scenario, that's fine, isn't it? So if you put like rings, you know.
Thanks for
that kind,
demonstrating.
the stuff you wear. This is, that looks like soapstone to me,
It does, doesn't it?
and that is just, well, it looks like a small bath for a fairy.
It's broke, isn't it?
It is chipped, yes. So, whatever. And then a tiny jar. And this tiny jar has nothing written on it. I thought it did. And it does have stuff written on the bottom, which I can't... What does that say? It says Australia... No, that doesn't say Australia, England. That wouldn't make any sense. Dunstable, England? But anyway, yeah. And it was 1957, but that could be the time they made it, rather than, you know, made the, what they call it, the design, rather than when it was actually made. Little wooden thing. There you go. You can use it for your vanish when you put it in
I was just thinking that that'd be good for washing stuff.
Yeah, so just a little wooden thing.
But you love our knowledge on this channel.
yeah, you get all the best advice from here. Table lighter. So I've got at the moment...
Oh, it's got a plaque on it.
Yes, I've got a Waterford Crystal one at the moment, which is in the box. However, Sometimes they can have value, depends if they're good, sometimes not. And this has a little plaque that says, "Congratulations on your 20-year association with Pointer Motor Co." So Pointer is local interest, that's Norwich. And Fiat from all Fiat Finance Norwich. So this was another commemorative thing. We do keep getting commemorative bits and pieces from this auction house that are very Norwich and Norfolk oriented. So this is a pink glass jar. Nothing more to say, really.
There's no markings on it, I suppose.
Yeah, no, not a
Normally stickers on the glass.
not a single thing. Another table item, and these are very 70s, aren't they? And that is usually that top bit, like that one, is normally brass, or in this case, I think it's brass coated, so it would be not sterling silver. What am I trying to think of?
Silver plate?
Yeah, so that would be just brass coating it, and yeah, there you go. A tiny basket, glass basket. Again, no markings, but yeah.
You can imagine your nan, well not your nan, but someone's nan having mint imperials in that on a table, can't you?
Probably. So this Pink Panther, and this little guy says the Pink Panther collection, Royal Orleans, 1981.
So he's a little vintage Pink Panther.
And he's also very chipped. The only thing about this auction house that you have to be very careful about, very careful about with auction houses in general, is that sometimes they will have a general sale, and in their general sale they have a tendency to put bits and pieces that are not absolutely. You look really scared.
Do I?
Yeah, that aren't like really top notch and perfect condition, and they will bung them in a general sale. That's where we come along and we snap them up for about £5, but we do end up with things that have little chipped bits on them, you know, and all that kind of thing. Generally, we do get quite lucky with our rummage boxes. We do get things that are worth not just the entirety of what we paid for the rummage box, but a bit more. So anything else we then sell is pure profit anyway. But yeah, just bear that in mind when you get stuff from general sales, from auctions. That's probably the stuff that has imperfections. So if you want the good stuff, you will be competing with collectors in their main sales, basically. And I nearly dropped stuff on the floor, which would have caused more chipping, which would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, on to you. I've wittered enough.
Witter.
It's now 20 minutes, this video.
That's fine, I'll let them go to edit it down anyway.
Go for it.
Right, I got a lot, it was a vintage tennis racket, some more theatre programmes, and a load of vintage beer mats. I won't show you them all, I'll show you a couple, but they're really old type ones. I paid £5 for this whole bundle. So it's a vintage Guinness one. It says 1949 on it, but I'm not sure if that's how old it is or is that just when the thingy. But that's that.
The thingy.
Yeah. Watney's Special Miles. Never heard of that.
5 million Guinness are enjoyed every day, purely by me. There you go. I've outed myself there, haven't I?
As a Guinness drink. I can't imagine you drink Guinness.
I don't drink Guinness. I tried it once. Tastes like nails.
Heineken beer. I can't even say that. How's your German?
Let's have a look. Spattenbrau München. Looks like a pair of lungs at the top, but I'm pretty sure it isn't.
That one?
McEwen's Quality Ales.
Okay. Abbott's Choice Scotch Whisky. Blah, 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 blah. What's this? Oh, this is a tiny postcard. That's cute.
That postcard?
We're enjoying something. You best do the reading.
No, it's kind of a postcard combined with a beer mat. Look, because it's exactly the same sort of material a beer mat would be made from. It's really thick. So that is, we're enjoying our Grunhall Lager at the Old Portlet Inn in Jersey.
And that's a Stella Artois one from 1978. But yeah, you get the general gist. There's loads of the buggers. Another Stella Artois one. But I've got this bag here full. And another bag here full of more. Woodpecker cider. Who remembers woodpecker cider when they were a kid? No?
When they were a kid. I
Was that just
I
a
think you'll
Birmingham?
find I didn't drink when I was a kid.
Oh, was that just in Birmingham? 50-50.
Is that what you,
Was it 50-50? 2020, wasn't it?
I have no idea. I remember Gold Label. That always got the party started. Anyway, so let's go to the big bits. So I also won a Nintendo Wii, and I had a good look through it while I was there. So did Jen, actually. So we kind of did a double whammy on this, looking at this Wii to make sure everything was all right. And I got a few games and a few other peripherals as well. I'll just sort of randomly show you the stuff. So anyway, I got Wally. Most of these have the discs. I think there's only one that doesn't, so I'll show you that. Sports Resort. Just Dance 2. Winter Sports 2008. This one has it. Sean White Snowboarding. We Play. Guinness World Records. We actually have this on the DS at the moment. This one doesn't have the disc, but I'm hoping it'll be in the console. So this is Tony Hawk Ride, Mario Kart, and Wii Fit. So basically, I also have some peripheral stuff. Luckily, we also have some peripheral stuff left over from another batch of consoles. So I do have another original official Wii controller, which can go with Mario Kart game, and we have this drawing board as well. But the rest of the stuff is over here. I've got 2 more boxes of this as well, actually. So this is just a absolute megaton of controllers.
Oh, there's a charger thing in there.
Controllers,
well.
chargers,
Plus, they're worth a few quid, aren't they?
nunchucks. We've got all sorts of stuff in here. We've got the stands for the Wii. We've got all cables. We've got loads of these little silicone cases. Manuals. Just all types of bits and bobs that will go with that. And there is a motion thing.
A couple of
motion things that are actually not for...
They're PlayStation.
Yeah, they're PlayStation. So they're both Sony PlayStation. So they're not for this, but we got them thrown in as well. I think this is a charging dock, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it.
So
I
the
don't know
Game
if it's
Expert.
official, but...
No, it's Game Expert. So charging dock there. So yeah, that was this one. There's a disc there. No, it isn't. It's a stand. I didn't realise that went with that. Never mind. Anyway, moving swiftly on. To the other peripherally bits. Guitar Hero guitar. And this, unfortunately, as Jen pointed out to me yesterday, there's a lot of battery acid damage in there, and you can see it spilling out the sides. So this...
Also, I don't think that's for the Wii. Normally it has a gap where you put the Wii controller in, so that looks like it's for a different console.
So this is, yeah,
I don't know which.
Is for a console. It's for a console, but which one?
What does the button? Is there a symbol on the button?
What button?
On the other side. No, there's not.
No, but
Sometimes
anyway,
it's
that's
like an Xbox.
that's for one of the consoles, and obviously I will research a lot of this stuff and find that out anyway. So then we have a Wii. Well, it doesn't feel very Wii, but it's a Wii balance board. So one of those things that about 100 million squillion people had back when these were released. And then we have a Tony Hawk Ride board. So there you go, both sides of that. If the game is in the console...
Why don't you plug it in now and see if it's in there?
No. If the game is in the console, I'll plug it in a little while. And then when I do the next video, I'll let you know whether we found that game.
But when you do it, we could always film it.
Whatever.
Because people would be desperately wanting to know and not sleep until they do.
Well, that's yours. To be fair, you won't sleep till you do. There's a difference.
I don't sleep anyway. Tennis racket, vintage.
I haven't finished. I was just passing it to you.
Grays of Cambridge. That's it.
Hang on.
Done.
Wii Sports in its little doodle. Sleeve. There you go. And another wheel. Needs a bit of a clean, that one. The other one's pretty decent, actually. But they'll both go with the Mario. They'll both go with the Mario Kart. And then we have the Wii console. which, like I said, probably the game's in there somewhere. It doesn't have this side flap, but we do have one spare. So that can be, as long as it works, that will, you know, that will fit on there anyway.
Right, I got a load, as I said, even that with the, what do you call them, the beer mats. I got a load of theatre programmes, and they're all vintagey type ones. I've got loads of them. There's some of them that are quite offensive that I won't show from, well, I say offensive to today's audience, but at the time it was acceptable.
Let's put it this way. It's 2 separate colours, right? And also, and when I say separate colours, I mean actual colours, right? And also, it's a type of chocolate.
That comes in little discs. Anyway, this, it looks like it's from the 50s or something like that. Rooftop Rendezvous. This one's quite cool. It's called the Charlie Girl Picture Book, and some of these are actually signed, but signed by people I've never heard of because these are quite old. So it's got the old, like really old.
Old.
It's got autographs of people. It's got, who's that? Oh, I don't know. But this guy Jerry Marsden and Anna Neagle. It's got them and their autographs. Can you see the autograph? I don't think you can on there, can you? And there's his. I'm rubbish at this. So his is at the top, look there. And it's signed by loads of other people in here as well.
Also, just an aside, a little tip with autographs. One of the things that I've found is that, because I also collect some autographs, if you have autographs of, say you have like a picture of a band, so for example, just throwing to the mix, Nirvana. Okay, so you have a picture of Nirvana signed by all the band members, but all of the band members signed in different colours. It can be slightly sus because, you know, although that can mean that all the band members signed it at different times, it can be a bit sus. Whereas like these were signed with, where are they again?
Right at the front.
Yeah, so these were signed in exactly the same type of pen and stuff, so they would have been signed all at the same time. And that's, you know, that's sort of a good thing, really, in autograph collecting.
This one called Windy City, starring, what's his name? Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. Dennis Waterman.
Okay.
Another offensive one that I can't show and probably can't sell. And another
Jazz
one.
hands.
Snoopy the Musical. God, that was Norfolk. Musical. This is really random. It's a menu for the restaurant at Fortnum and Mason.
And some of those can have value.
I did have a
Very
look
odd.
on eBay and I couldn't find anything like it. But I don't think it's that old because it's got frappes on here. Although the frappes were £1.90. Now they're probably millions of pounds.
Now you have to take out a mortgage to get a frappe.
Yes. So this one from the 1960s. This is a cool one. It's Singing in the Rain, and it's apparently the first time the musical was done. And it's still got the original cards and stuff, postcard things inside. And I think it had the ticket in here somewhere.
Lobby cards can be quite a popular pickup as well, actually. Sometimes. Yeah. She's going to take that home and just hold it up every time she doesn't want to hear people speaking. Look.
The Lion King, which is quite cool. This isn't signed, unfortunately. South Pacific. Anyway, all this kind of stuff. Where's my favourite one? I want to show my favourite one.
Call me madam. Everybody else starts.
There's one that's signed by the lady who... Oh, this is cool. Look.
Danny LaRue.
The original. But that's not signed, unfortunately. I was hoping it would be. What an ugly man, though. I wonder if he was a drag queen. No, but look. Look at him as a woman. And then look at him. It's like RuPaul. RuPaul is a basic looking man, but as a woman, he's beautiful.
He's a basic identikit man.
Yeah. He's like something that you'd see on Guess Who, but then as a woman, he's beautiful, in my opinion. Theatre Royal, 1959. This will make you laugh, Alexis.
What's that? Is that racist?
I don't
No,
know.
it's Windy City. Okay.
which is probably offensive, but it's actually for George and Mildred. And I used to love watching this.
And Terry
with my
and
mum.
June.
Terry
which
and
was
June,
also
yeah.
a TV programme, wasn't it?
But this isn't signed either. It's got a lot of people from the Carry On film. Well, she was in the Carry On films, weren't she?
Probably.
She was in Carry On Camping, and she was the friend who kept being sick in the back of the car.
Oh, yeah, no, you mean, yeah.
This is signed, the 3 Degrees. Is it a
Not
band?
3 degrees at the moment, I'll
No,
tell you
it's
that
not.
for nothing.
But this has got all their autographs, and I don't know if it's worth anything, because I don't really know who they are, but that's signed. So if you, any big 3 Degrees fans out there, send us an inbox.
Send us an inbox.
And this could be winging its way to you. But I got excited at first because I thought 3 Degrees was something to do with Diana Ross.
No, that's the Supremes,
Yeah.
isn't it? Mm.
And then it's also signed by this guy.
I think they're around about the same era, though. Because I've
Really?
heard of the 3 Degrees, to be fair, but... Doesn't she,
surprise.
hang on a minute, doesn't she look a little bit like Mariah Carey?
No.
Just a little. She does a little. You leave a comment. Does she look a little tiny bit, in passing, like Mariah Carey?
David Essex. I couldn't tell you what he does. Is he a
He's a singer,
singer?
wasn't
He's obviously a very sexy man.
All the girlies, the teenage girls back in the 70s loved him, didn't they?
Oh, this is signed by someone called the Dooleys. Have you ever heard of the Dooleys? But this is signed by all of them. And so on and so forth, really. I won't... Oh, double one. If anyone's a fan of offensive...
See, now, this I may be able to... Well, you probably just saw that very briefly, but this is what we're talking about. You ready? Whoop, there you go. God, he looks like one of the other old actors. Do you know...
Norman Wisdom?
Maybe a little. Okay, leave in the comments. Who does Frank Sinatra in this photo remind you of? Because he reminds me of somebody, but I can't think of their name. There you go, show him again. Who does he remind you of? Because he doesn't remind me of Frank Sinatra.
Torval and Dean, not signed unfortunately. And this was very exciting. Look.
Swoon.
This is the well-known international violinist, Gary Lavini.
And
we have his
Winnie's a
autograph.
very lucky woman.
So I'm going to put this up by your desk. I mean, he might be very well known. I don't know. He could be an international superstar.
He
but I've
looks
never
like
heard
he's
of him.
just kind of stepped in from the rain, doesn't he, with his hair like that? I think he's got a lot of gel in that.
Yeah. What was something else I wanted to show you, but I can't. Oh yeah. Now, Danny LaRue was camp. This is more camp. Look at that. This. Look at this.
This person.
No, I didn't mean that as in that. I meant that as in this programme. Look.
Yeah.
That's just the
This
campest
is
thing I've ever
a
seen.
camp programme. Who even is he?
I don't know. Some ice
Very
skater.
nicely presented, though, to be fair. Yeah, it's just like pictures of people. Let's find out who this person is, shall we? Oddly enough, it doesn't say, but obviously these are just like rando ice skaters. So, yeah, anyway.
The King and I. The King and I. What's this? I recognise that guy, but I don't know why. He looks a bit like the bloke who did Funhouse, so I know it's not. Pat Sharp.
That doesn't look like Pat Sharp.
I don't even know if Pat Sharp was alive in 1970 or something. Oh, look.
Oh, probably.
The Nobodies. If you've heard of the Nobodies, we have all of their autographs here.
And we're not talking about Marilyn Manson
Oh,
here.
we have actually got Freddie Starr, and his autograph is in there. Which is probably the only one that I know out of all of these. But yeah, got those, and the beer mat, and the tennis racket for a £5.
Not the way you keep hitting the desk and the phone is just kind of going mental. Like an earthquake. Yeah, so anyway, rather long-winded, but, you know, well, it probably won't be by the time you actually edit this down.
No.
So this was long-winded. However, if you've seen anything you like the look of, or you know more about it than we do, and you just want to kind of, you know, give us a bit of a pointer as to where to start looking, or whatever it might be, whatever it is, leave it in the comment section. And if you think that woman looks like Mariah Carey, even though she doesn't, let let us know.
If you want to get involved in a domestic dispute.
Yeah, if you want to stop one from happening, no. But like and subscribe and share this and all that other stuff. And a future video one in the future will be me repairing stuff, just having a natter.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Right.
so. Yeah. So we're off to do an imitation of this. And I do mean Tom Arnold.
You've seen me sleep. There's no such thing. I'm not a sleeping beauty.
So yeah. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye.